Welcome to the Damn Plan Podcast, the show that gives women like you a kick in the backside with love and the motivation you need to grow a profitable business that fits your life. I'm Kim Nagle.
I'm Sandy Soderholm, and we are a mother-daughter duo. All are welcome at our table, so grab your favorite beverage and let's do the damn thing. In today's episode, we're talking about a secret, well, maybe not so secret weapon to staying motivated, but it is Kim and my weapon to staying motivated. It is the Kickass Motivator.
It's a tool I developed when I wrote the damn plan, but in the back of my mind, it was always there. And then I was talking to my older daughter she's in the throes of starting a business. We haven't talked about it yet, but all three of my kids are in business. And so we have a lot of great conversations. We were in one of these morning conversations. She was just jazzed up and talking about how she created this mantra that she has on the back of her bathroom door that she reads every day before she goes out and about. And I thought, oh my gosh, I need one of those. I need a mantra. Well, I loved her mantra format, but entrepreneurs need to be entrepreneurs. And if it can be changed, let's change it. So I came to realize actually that my motivator needed to have more elements to it than just I will become something. I came to realize this because there are days in business when you just need more than just straight up motivation. You need a kick in the backside, a kick in the ass to get things going. And that's how the Kickass Motivator got started, because I was writing the damn plan. I was writing the damn book, and I needed a kick in the ass to keep myself going and get that book done. So today, Sandy and I are here with you. And Sandy, as you know, is my business partner. She's also my youngest daughter and extraordinary entrepreneur.
Hi.
So, Sandy, tell me about how you use your Kickass Motivator. Before we get into telling them how to write a Kickass Motivator, how do you use yours?
I first created my motivator with you, actually. It was in one of our annual meetings, and we were in Madison, Wisconsin. And I remember when we created it, I was crying by the end of it. From there, I wrote it down in my notebook. And then from there, I made it a screensaver. And then it also became a vision board. And it was basically what guided that year for us. So, and it's changed over the years though, but that was the very first time that I created one.
So what you're saying, and I believe it, and I actually got a little quirky in the book and talked about it, the fact that your motivator needed to have teeth, like tiger teeth. And for those of you who don't geek out about science or animals or whatever, tiger teeth have the ability to grab on. They grab on and they can take down elephants. They can take down a full-grown elephant. Think about the size of a tiger, the size of an elephant. And your days are sometimes you're taking down elephants. So I wanted everyone to learn how to write a motivator, a motivating statement that had tiger teeth. And like you said, Sandy, that made you cry just a little bit. I honestly cannot read mine without crying just a little bit, because that's how much it means to me. And mine has been the same for a number of years, because it's all of the pieces have components of my life that are important to me. And we're going to talk about those 4 components here in just a minute. But is it okay, Sandy? Can I read my motivator?
Well, yeah. It is our podcast.
This is our damn podcast, right?
That's right.
Whatever I damn well please. All right, we got the dams out of the way for the day. Okay.
But did we?
No, we didn't. We didn't, because it's that kind of day. Matter of fact, getting really real, this has been a day, just getting to this recording session required a great deal of motivation, and it required
Action.
action. It required, for me personally, Sandy, it was the fact that I was doing it with you. And people are going to hear this in the Kickass Motivator, why that's important. Why that's important. Because for me, and I hear again, I put it in the book, and for many women especially, we will let ourselves down far faster than we will let someone else down. And I have learned to harness it big time to keep me going. So let me read to you how that shows up in my motivator.
Are you reading your Kickass Motivator?
I am.
Cue the waterworks, people.
Well, I think right eye. Oh no, that's the left eye. Is already started in here. So cue the waterworks. Yep, this is how it's gonna roll. But that's what I want. I want everyone to have one of these because it has been such a driver. I can't tell you how much of a driver it's been. I will be courageous and master my God-given talents of speaking, writing, and ideation to build a business that generates the money I need to live life on my terms. So I slowed down a little bit. So you got those pieces in there. We're going to talk about those. Doing so, I will model for my children and grandchildren, current and future. I don't know if I have any more coming or not. But my grandchildren, current and future, a life fully lived until the day I die. I will have no regrets. And I put a roar at the end of it to just tell me those tiger teeth. I will model for my children and my grandchildren, current and future, a life fully lived until the day I die. And when I wrote that, that was so important to me, and it still is. The one thing in this world that I want more than anything that drives me forward is to live my life to the max. To the max.
No regrets.
No regrets. I will have no regrets. So, hey, Sandy, I made it through. There's just, there's one.
I see it.
There is one. But that's real, and I'm not making this up, guys. I just am not. It happens every time I get grief from Sandy, because it happens every time, because it means that much to me. And so the befores. Let's talk about before the motivator. Before the motivator, I was just down, head down, doing the thing every day, just kind of making the bills, get the bills paid, putting off till tomorrow what my heart wanted to do, what I knew I was capable of. That's the other thing. I will be courageous and use these gifts. So I'm getting carried away, because we need to start talking about how to build one of these, don't we, Sandy?
Oh, absolutely. But I don't think you're getting carried away. I think it's important to highlight that it does take a lot of courage to go after your dreams and to get out there and be authentically you every day. But we always do our best, right?
Yeah. Bring your best to the table for the people you love. And that includes moi. That includes you. Love yourself. I don't know if you've heard it in there in my motivator, but at the time when I first wrote it, I wasn't very much in love with myself. And I had to learn to be in love with myself first. And then to know that people are watching. The people I love are watching to see if I'll do what I said I would always do.
I think you bring up a really good point, because you really truly do have to do it for yourself first. Like, it's good to have other people that are watching you, and that accountability that we're talking about. But number one, no one's going to want it as much as you want it. And you have to have that mentality, right? Mm-hmm. You have to wrap your head around that. If you want to make that goal, if you want to make X amount of dollars, no one wants it more than you want it. So you have to get that motivation to do it. And a part of that motivation is not only writing the Kickass Motivator or whatnot, but the biggest takeaway, action. Get out there, do. So let's how about we just start off with break down the Kickass Motivator for us, Kim.
Okay. Well, there are 4 components to writing your Kickass Motivator, but there's a first phase before you get into the first 4 components. And that is to
Don't overthink it.
don't overthink it.
Just don't overthink it. Just start
Don't
writing.
overthink it. Oh gosh, I was overthinking it there for a second.
I know. I was like, you're doing what the first component is.
All right. Let's get very real. We are coming today in the midst of our very real lives. I just moved totally lock, stock, and barrel up late last night, cleaning out the condo. It sells today. The papers get signed. You're over there doing the thing with 2 babies and running a business and
they're sleeping
remodeling
right
your house. Shh. They'll be sleeping. Grandma's the first one to get too loud, right?
That's why I have the speaker or the AirPod in.
It's too funny. That's real, people. That's real. Those are our real lives, our very real lives. And back to this Kick-Ass Motivator. That's what it's for, so that you can do business in the midst of your very real life, where relationships swirl in and out and demands for your time are endless, and things come out of nowhere that you never expected, and the feelings are real, and you just need days off, like we said in the first episode. So don't overthink this. Don't overthink it. And actually, when I first started writing mine, I was so overthinking it because I'm a writer. And so I actually had to call somebody. I called your big sister. I called Mandy, who is the boom, boom, boom. All right, Mom, what is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? And
she's the driver.
She really helped drive me through it and just put down what was popping into my head, what came out of my heart. And we laid down the first answers to these 4 questions that I'm getting to right now. So the 4 components that you're going to put into your motivator are: what's your passion? What are the things you want and need? Both tangible and intangible things. This is what you want and need. And then what are those gifts and talents that you have? I mean, oftentimes, many people start a business just because it's a business and it doesn't align with who they are. So, and then who are your people? I mentioned that the people in my motivator are really the glue. They're the fire. They're the everything. They're the tiger teeth in my motivator. So let's start out by identifying your passion. Sandy, I'm going to throw this back to you. Let's talk a little bit about passions and how you identify what your passion is.
I say when you are totally in the zone and all other things around you melt away, that's when you know it's your passion. Like some people will talk about, oh yeah, I forgot to eat lunch or things like that. I don't personally relate with that one, but for me, I get in tunnel vision almost when I'm doing design work because I'm passionate about it and I love it. Mm-hmm. So think about that. What are you doing when all things melt away?
Yeah.
Time, things around you, and you're just focused on that, and you can do it for hours.
Yeah. 100%, 100%. The other way to look at it is, what are the things that when you work really hard at them, or you've been working at them, you actually have more energy. You're getting energy by doing these, whatever it is, instead of it depleting you. I mean, how many of our business owners, our clients, Sandy, talk about, oh my gosh, I'm just exhausted. I mean, just
soul sucking.
Soul sucking is a big word. It just sucks my soul to have to do this. Yes. And so what are the things that fill your soul? When I identified mine, I identified speaking and writing. I mean, let's get real. Give me a mic.
Yeah,
Give me a
absolutely.
stage. I am in my happy place. I can talk for hours, and that's a problem when you're trying to do a 30-minute or less video. You know, try to get that content down. Sandy knows that. She's on the editing end. She's the
Yeah.
magic.
That's
So,
when I ended it down.
all right, let's move on to what are your wants and needs? Now, this is true in designing your motivator, but it's also true in the way the damn plan works. Okay. A lot of people think the damn plan is a business plan. No, no, no. The damn plan is a plan for life and business. And it starts out by answering the question, what do you want and what do you need? So as you are writing this motivator, you perhaps are also going to be reflecting on the business you have or the business that you want, as you listen to this. So what are those three tangible wants and needs? In my motivator, I talk about money. Money. I want money. I have been broke. I have seen the bottom of the barrel. I have dug through the bottom of the barrel. I've flipped couch cushions. I've done all the things. And that's when I set out to be different, to change the way I was doing things. I put up a hard post and said, no more, no more. So for me,
Thank
that was,
God for that.
thank God for that. Yes. And so that was my tangible, but my intangible was to live life on my terms and to live that life fully lived. Those were my intangibles. And to do that, frankly, money's really helpful. Okay, number 3,
There you go.
identify your talents and gifts. All right. What are you really good at? When I first started coaching people in business years and years ago, there was this, we didn't have memes then. It was a pamphlet. Okay. And it had this woman wearing all these hats and she had to be everything to all people. But what we know now, what I know as part of the damn plan is play to your strengths. Play to your strengths. Master your strengths. Seek mastery, not trying to be a little bit of everything. I mean, mastery and focus are the name of the game. So, what are your talents and gifts? My talents are in writing and speaking. Okay. Sometimes we don't see our own talents and gifts. Sandy has a gift for cutting through the BS. She really does. Boom. She's an extraordinary manager. So, her talents and gifts, oftentimes, because she's a good editor, she's a good designer, that management talent doesn't always show through. So I'm just going to throw that out and say that you might be hiding a talent. Not you, Sandy, necessarily, but our listeners might be hiding a talent, and ask somebody else what they think they're talented at.
I mean, I guess one of my biggest talents, it might be like kind of lame, but just to not overthink it, I'm really good at organizing things. Like I'm really good at making sure things are in order, whether it be around the house or within our business, things like that. I think that you have to be organized in order to be successful.
Absolutely. I'm so glad that you said that and kind of rethought it a bit. Just stepped back into that, because when we formed our partnership, I was looking for you. I was looking for you and other people, trying to hire somebody that could come alongside me and be that
Organize.
person. Because I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an idea a day person. I am, let's break it and see how it works kind of person. And you are the detailed, organized person that I need in my life. So in terms of who we surround ourselves with, lining up those strengths. But this is your motivator. As you're writing this is your motivator. All of those other topics, we're going to jump into those in future podcasts.
I mean, it brings us
so much to talk about.
This conversation brings us right into number 4. Who are your people? And I mean, I'm not specifically a part, well, I am kind of a part of your motivator because your kids and grandchildren. But who are your people? Who is motivating you to do what you need to do?
Mhm. Yeah. And that's not necessarily the people that are going, well, are you done with that yet? Did you do that yet?
That's me.
Oh, that would be true. Okay, yes. And but I'm gonna this little story is just so dear to my heart. I'm gonna tell it because I wrote the model for my children and grandchildren to come line after I was just about done with the book, but I was procrastinating about sending it out because I was, I was up in my head about perfection and I just needed to hit send. I just needed to do it and I needed to put in the time to finish. And my second to the oldest granddaughter kind of looked at me with her beautiful brown eyes and said, "Well, Grandma, are you done with the book yet?" And I could have lied and said, given her all sorts of excuses for why I hadn't been very focused on getting the book done. It was on that day that I realized how important number 4 was, that the tiger teeth in my motivator was the fact that I was not going to let that beautiful brown-eyed girl down. I was going to show her that I would do what I said I would always do. I had told her I was going to write a book, and I wrote a book. All right. She'd have still loved me one way or the other. But what was I telling her about getting the things done that she had on her mind? I am like it or not, people are watching all of us to see if we'll do what we said we would. And that's what makes 4 so powerful. You are not doing this, whatever it is you're trying to do for these people that you're going to list, but they are the people that you won't let down, that they are the people that want you to live your big life. They are the people that want to see the very, very best for you. And they will stand in the gap and hold you until you can stand on your own. That's the kind of people you put in number 4. Okay. That's the kind of people, because they're the ones that on that morning when you have worked all night trying to clean out a damn condo so that it can close and you can barely open your eyes, they're the ones in that number 4 that you're going to show up for. And this morning, I'm showing up for Sandy. I'm showing up for Sandy because we had this date.
Aww.
And regardless of how I feel, regardless of how tired I am, I'm going to show up for her. That's how strong this motivator is, people. That's how strong I wanted it to be for you. I want it to be back to this, back to that tiger teeth. No regrets. It means the world to me. So, all right, now that you have this list of 4 things, all right, you can look in my book. You can just simply write a phrase. What you want is a phrase that you can read quickly, that'll be small enough to fit on the face of your phone, that'll be a sticky note on the dash of your car, wherever it is that you're going to put this, put it everywhere. Like Sandy said earlier, she turned it into a vision board. She turned it into, on her phone, on her desktop. I have mine everywhere. And I also just simply open the damn book every now and then and read it and remind myself what this is all about, what I'm doing this for. I'm doing this for me, and I'm doing it for others, and I'm doing it so that I can live life on my terms. So whatever your statement looks like, you do not have to be an English major. It does not have to be pretty with all the sentence structure correct. It can just be you. Be you and something that you will read and something you will like. So however you put this together, put those 4 components of passion, what you want and need, your talents, your gifts, and your people into your motivator, and it will be a kick-ass motivator.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love that. I remember when you first told me that you wrote the Kickass Motivator into the damn plan, and I was like, what is that? I thought you were just being quirky, but it's so not quirky. It is very powerful. And if you're looking to get motivated and you're here and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I need this, guess what? You already took the first step to being motivated because you're listening to this, which means that you want to get there. So you're already in the right mindset. Now go out there, don't overthink it, write out your statement and be motivated. But you can't, like Kim says, you can't always be motivated, right? We can have tools. We can do everything that we can to be motivated to take action. But we're not always going to do that. So sometimes it takes layering something else on top of that to actually be motivated.
Mm-hmm.
Just basically what we're going to be talking about in our next episode is how we have created a kick-ass, solid morning routine that helps us to not only like, because we go out walking or we do yoga to get the blood pumping, but it helps us to get into the right mindset to do the things that we need to do to reach our goals. So that's what we'll be talking about, sharing a little bit about our experience and what we found over our years of entrepreneurship and really what works for us. But this, again, is what works for us. So it is really, truly important because we all are unique and different and we have different seasons in our life and what we're going through. You have to figure out what truly works for you. So if you're interested in figuring out what works for us, tune into the next episode and don't forget to subscribe.
You can also grab the damn plan on Amazon. Go to right up front in the beginning of the book, how to create that kick-ass motivator. So I think Wyatt's closing it out for us.
I think he is.
All right. Have a good damn day.